So I'm grinding, I'm begging you please. Girl, come stop playing with me. You're the one I need. Let's make it right, girl, don't you feel that chemistry? I'm feeling you, I really hope that's equally. I'm one call away, this is like 1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna lie, that's my type track right there. And if you have a problem with that, I'm not gonna lie. Well, you might have a problem with the next thing we're reacting to. Listen, I'm gonna let you know right now. If you're not ready for this, you can click off right now. But it's been so long since I've reacted to a true crime. And true crime is literally, like, I got hooked on it. When I first started, I was getting sent true crimes all the time. You know what I mean? So, we're going to hop straight back into it, crew. We're going to hop straight back into it. Let's go. I'm telling you. Wait, oh! The true horror beyond Japan's most cursed village. Now, the curses thing and crosses things, I don't really like that. You know what I mean? But this is a true crime about the village, and we have to watch it. I'm ready to tune in. Get ready to tune in. Join the crew. Send me stuff to react to. Now let's do what we do.
There's an old village in Japan that's recently garnered a lot of fame as being a cursed village. With a lot of stories surrounding the area, including that of a man who was burned alive by carjackers, it's no wonder why it's gotten this dark reputation. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Scentbird. Scentbird is a service that I've released in the Inunaki region in the Fukuoka prefecture of Japan is said to be one of the most haunted
Inunaki region. I gotta make sure you understand that and you heard where we're at.
Places in the entire country, with multiple real-life murders, spooky stories, legends, and historical horror taking place there. It's said that you'll hear screaming and howling at all hours of the night throughout the small region. And scariest of all, the region supposedly exists outside the confines of the law. It's said that this village, during the Edo period of Japan, was officially sealed off from the rest of the country, with the government wanting no part in governing it.
What the hell?
Many reasons have been given as to why.
Whole place has been sealed off?
Blood rituals, cannibalism, black magic, you name it. It's been said that after 30 people were slaughtered during one of these rituals, the town was finally sealed off once and for all. From that point onwards, roads were cut off to the village. A sign reading, "The Constitution of Japan does not apply beyond this point," was even placed at the entrance to the village to warn anyone who might be brave enough to try and venture in. The Inunaki village came to be during the early Edo period. It's said that even now, persecuted and mistreated peasants choose to live in exile and cut all bonds with society. It's said that the villagers still live there to this day, but after hundreds of years of demonic rituals and constant inbreeding, they've become quite different. If you've got the guts to venture out to this location yourself, it's said that the village is full of traps and insane villagers that will chase you down and kill you with axes and sickles.
What?
Not to mention, there's no phone service, so you're not going to be able to call for any help. Given that this area is supposedly outside the reach of the government, the police wouldn't help you anyway. That's why they say that nobody who has found the real mythical village has ever come back alive. The name.
So if you travel past that point, you're done. Oh, what's going on, my boy? What's going on, my boy? Aim trainer back in the tank, bro. What's going on, my boy? What's going on? How you doing? How you feeling? We actually over here reacting to some true crime. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a village in Japan, Inunaki region. Boom. Yeah, cursed village. I was just saying right now, the village is cut off. If you go past a certain point, like if you go into the village, Japan literally said that village is not part of us. So anyone who goes through there, you have no help. I ain't gonna lie to you, you got no help. And that's what it's about right there. And that's what it's about right there. Damn! 3 a.m. just got off the... Damn. forgot it's 3 a.m. where you are right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. For me, it's about 9 o'clock. But like, I forgot it's 3 a.m. for you right now. Hey man, you know I always appreciate you popping out, gang. You know I pretty appreciate it, bro. But as I said, let's get straight back into the video. Sorry.
The name of the village, Inunaki, can be translated as Howling Dog, which is said to follow an old story from the village. Even now, you can still find dog statues throughout the ruins of Inunaki, connecting to its heritage. That old story goes something like this. A man in the village had a pet dog that would just not stop barking. One day, he lost his mind and killed it. Shortly after that, both that man and his entire family was murdered. Little did the man know, his dog was only trying to warn him of the approaching killers. A real historical Inunaki village is on the official record, listed as existing from 1691 to 1889. The original Inunaki did well for itself.
What?
When it was established, the town was known for producing ceramics and manufacturing steel.
Okay.
After that, its coal mines became even more profitable, and a castle called Inunaki Gobekkan was founded in the late 1800s, sparse ruins of which are still visible to this day.
Oh, so-
Then
so
it merged
it's
with a
still
nearby
there.
village called Yoshikawa, and over time merged with even more villages to become the modern Miyakawa city, making Miyakawa the true modern state of the village. The original location of the old village itself was completely destroyed when a dam was built on location and flooded the whole thing, leaving nearly nothing left behind. The original residents are said to have relocated to the nearby Wakita area. Despite these records, many people will say that this isn't the true Inunaki
but
village
this-
from history.
but this village
it's
is
simply
really
the
cut
official
off, though.
account made to hide the real truth. Then, some people say that the building of the dam was actually done in order to hide the true history of the village once and for all. Most of the ghost sightings and horror stories surrounding Inunaki actually take place in an old tunnel leading into the village. While the current
Hell
tunnel
no,
was
I'm
built
not
in
going down no tunnel.
1975 and still sees a lot of daily use,
Oh,
the
that
old
tunnel.
has been completely abandoned. This site is well known enough to birth a horror movie in 2019 called Howling Village, which uses the tunnel for much of its setting, and a horror
What?
game called Inunaki Tunnel that same year.
There's
The horror
a
of
there's
the tunnel
chat. Do we play the game? Do we play the game? No, hold on. Do we play the game? Run that back. What's that called?
setting, and a horror game called
Inunaki Tunnel. Oh my gosh. Are we playing the game? You guys know how I feel about horror games. Oh, see? Alright. We might play this game.
the Inunaki
We might have to
Tunnel
tap
that
into the
same
game.
year.
I'm not gonna lie.
The horror of the tunnel isn't just something of legend. This reputation comes from much more real, recent, documented events, the
Okay.
most famous of which being a brutal murder case.
What?
December 7th, 1988. A 20-year-old man named Umeyama Koichi was waiting at a stoplight near the Inunaki area, going home from work, when he was approached by several young men. The men told him, "We need your car to pick up some girls, so quit acting tough and get out." As anyone would, Umeyama refused to simply hand over his car.
Well, yeah,
so the men
obviously.
attacked him, took control of the car, and drove off with him. Driving to a secluded area, they began to beat him once more. Somehow, Umeyama was able to escape and run out into the road. He tried to flag down some passing cars, but nobody would give him the time of day.
Come
The group of men
on.
were able to find him and capture him once again. They decided to throw him off of the Konda port, but he hung onto the fencing as hard as he could, and they couldn't manage to get him to go underwater. While one of the men finally felt some remorse and said that they should just give up on this, the leader of the group disagreed, saying that this man was going to die. They
What?
then threw Umeyama into the trunk of his own car and beat him with wrenches, cranks, and any other tools that they could find.
gosh.
They wanted to toss him off of the Rikimaru Dam, but they feared that the body might float up to the water's surface, so they decided to burn him. Feeling that burning him would make him impossible to identify, they stopped at a gas station and filled up some plastic bottles with gasoline, saying that their bike had broken down. Then they dragged him out to Old Inunaki Tunnel. They poured the gasoline all over his head. Knowing what was about to happen, Umeyama screamed out in terror. This spooked the men for a brief second, allowing him to run away once more, this time out into the woods. The men called out to him, saying, "We aren't going to do anything. We're not lying, so just come out." And for some reason, Umeyama believed them and came back out. Then they captured him.
What? Oh my. Why? No, 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 no. And I have no remorse for these boys right here. Do you have any remorse for them? I don't give a fuck. Hey, listen, I said this before, and I will always say this again. Okay? I ain't gonna lie to you. These people right here, they need a special type of lockup. Okay, a special type of lockup. The lockup means underground, right? Underground, cement, water, cement. Let's think about it. They break through the first thing of cement, boomski. The first thing is cement, the water comes down. After that, bun it, drop the cement. Because you got to understand, we gave you a chance. I don't know why you would do that. At the end of the day, it's black darkness, isolation, no sun. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that. Like, because you know what you did. No. You know what you did. And at the end of the day, yeah. No, because you got to understand, though. They eventually killed this boy. And to be honest with you, I always say like that is quick, right? And for the person that you're killing, like, it's quick for them. You might think no matter what you believe, they're going up, they're going down, whatever you believe. You know what I mean? I don't want to tell no one about no religion. You know what I mean? Because I do believe some, but same ways. At the end of the day, that's quick. Like, you know what I mean? That's quick. Let that boy be in jail. Let that boy understand his lesson. His life is cooked. He's in jail for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? Like, he's cooked. He's not going nowhere. Might have to put him in a cell with 2 hardback dragon man. Just so they feel not to mess with nobody no more. You know what I mean? 2 hardback dragon man. That's it. He'll understand after that. I ain't gonna lie to you. But other than that, yeah. I'ma say what I need to say. And that's it. We're gonna get back to the video, though. We're gonna wheel a little bit. But I just don't understand why he would believe them. Talking about, I'm not gonna hurt you, we're not gonna do anything, just come back. I saw your face. You almost killed me. You were just about to light me on fire. I'm going to the police, and you know that. What are we talking about? Like, come on, bro. His mind's everywhere right now. So I don't blame him 100%. But that's like some movie stuff. Like, why would you go back to the killer?
Him for the third and final time. They stuffed some clothing in his mouth, tied his hands and feet together, and beat him with rocks. He still didn't die, begging for his life. This was when they poured the remaining gasoline on him and burned him alive. He struggled in pain and still begged for help, but he didn't get any. Somehow, he managed to get up and shamble to the front of the tunnel.
What?
But there he collapsed and died. The group of men made sure that he was dead and left the scene, heading back to Fukuoka City. There, they went to a bar and bragged to some other men, saying, "We just killed someone, even set him on fire." Umeyama's body was discovered around noon the next day. Although it was hard to be specific given the state of his body, Umeyama's cause of death was determined to have been from the blood loss to his head. Seeing that the men had been bragging all over town, the murderers were captured and arrested shortly after. At their trial in Fukuoka court in March 8th of 1991, the main man, who was only 19 years old at the time of the crime, was handed down a life sentence. He said, "I never intended to actually kill him. This sentence is too harsh," seeking a reduction to his sentence. However, the judge rejected his appeal and responded with, "The cruelty displayed here is unlike any other seen in similar cases.
Yup.
The defendant played a central role and so bears a heavy responsibility."
Yup.
The current rumors about the true Inunaki village began to appear on the internet in 1999. It was after this that the old Inunaki tunnel and the ruins of the village became a very popular sightseeing and ghost hunting spot. Online, people in forums spoke of what they knew about the place.
How is that too
November
harsh?
2nd, 1999.
Stop! But that's what I'm saying. How is that too harsh of a punishment? And that boy, you literally... And this is what I'm talking about. And you didn't just... Like, it wasn't like... Oh, it was self-defense. Or not even just no regular, like... Now that it's okay. Let me clarify that. But not just no regular murder, like he had a gun and they were fighting and boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like, none like that. You tortured him before you killed him. He escaped twice. He escaped once, and you didn't let him go. You caught him again. He escaped again. You didn't let him go. You caught him again. You beat him again after he escaped, then you killed him. And you're going to tell me your punishment is too harsh? Underground, no sunlight, minimal food, minimal water, cement, water, cement. I'm telling you. I have nothing else to say about that.
9. I heard from someone that this village is a specially protected area where the police and the state can't intervene. Despite being a very famous area, TV signals stop at the pass. According to one theory, this village was subjected to severe discrimination before the Edo period, and at some point it cut off all contact with the outside world and became self-governing. There is also talk that it harbors some dangerous people, but that's just speculation. November 6th. Nice. When I was in college, I went to Inunaki Pass, and there were both an old and new tunnel on the pass. There was no light, and I felt sick. November 8th. Inunaki Village used to be in that area, but it seems to have been submerged. When I asked a friend about Inunaki Village, he said, "Oh, you mean that submerged village? It must have been filled with water with the construction of the dam." November 9th. I heard that there is a village that is not on the map. A small village
but
that
either
isn't
way,
on
it was
the map
disconnected from Japan. They said we don't want nothing to do with you guys.
November 12th. Somehow, in a story similar to this, it seemed that there's an area around Mount Haruna in the Gunma Prefecture, where a manga about runners was based on, where you will crash your car and be killed if you enter. It's said that there is a satanic cult that owns a huge piece of land there, and it's said to be filled with dead bodies. November 13th. There is a religious facility run by a relatively famous group in that area. Criminal organizations often come and go. Then, an anonymous person sent a letter to a TV station called NTV with the title of "The Village in Japan That Isn't Part of Japan." The writer explained that, while they didn't believe in ghosts, the Inunaki Ridge area was famous for them. The writer detailed a small path in the woods, very easily overlooked, near the side of the old Inunaki tunnel that grew more and more narrow as the path went on. Upon arriving at the end of the path, you would be greeted with the sign reading, "The Constitution of Japan does not apply beyond this point." Their story went a little like this. In the early 1970s, a young couple was driving along the winding curves in the mountains near the Inunaki Ridge. Trying to get from Hisayama to Miyakawa, they were left with no choice but to go through a narrow road going up the hills. Just before they came up to the old Inunaki tunnel, their car died and they found themselves stranded back in the days before cell phones were a thing. They noticed that small path near the tunnel, so they left the car where it was and headed out on foot to look for help. After a while, they came across the infamous sign. Confused, feeling it must be a joke, they continued on into the village. Less than a half-mile in, they started seeing small, ancient-looking homes.
Guys, I'm telling you, if there's a sign, listen, if there's a sign that says "Do not enter," if there's a sign that says "Do not enter," and you're feeling brave to go, you can go. But just know exactly what you're putting yourself into. That's all I gotta say. Just know exactly what you're putting yourself into. You could go. You could go. But I'm just letting you know, like, you just know what you're putting yourself into, because there's a sign that says Japan does not govern this area. You go in there, you're by yourself. And you said, let me laugh about it and leave. It's in stone. It's a sign. Like, it's a sign. It's not no poster. It's on a piece of paper. That is there. Amen.
The houses were dark, worn down, and it seemed the place was abandoned. They didn't hear anyone around, even the sound of animals or even the wind. The only sign of modernity they saw was a white car that had been left to the elements. They remembered the story of a couple in a similar car that had gone missing about a year prior. The couple walked into the main road of the village in the near pitch-black darkness. Feeling sufficiently creeped out, they decided to head back to their car and look for help in another direction. That was when someone suddenly came out and stood on the porch of a big gray building just in front of them. The man walked up to the couple, greeting them, saying that they loved to see visitors here.
No,
they just didn't like to see them leave.
No.
Then, in one quick motion, he cut the boy all the way from his neck to his navel with a sickle. The boy collapsed on the ground before he even knew what had happened. The girl tried to run back to their car before the man grabbed her. He lifted her up with one hand and threw her into the street, breaking her ribs. She did what she could to run to the nearest house, seeing something that they hadn't noticed.
Yo, what is happening? How is it happening so fast?
Along the way, a bunch of corpses hidden in the shadows between buildings. The woman then met her fate as well, thrown onto the ground next to the white car. The writer then detailed the insane villagers who lived there and urged reporters to go check out the area as soon as
Hell
possible.
no, what?
This was the first time the modern legend of the Inunaki village was born, even though it had been a popular ghost hunting spot even before that. There are a number of legends and stories out there that give their truth behind the history of the village. A few of these rumors go as follows.
I'm telling you, listen to the sign, because you know what you're setting yourself up for.
The village was so overtaken by disease that the government cut it off from the rest of society to keep the disease from spreading any further, leaving them all there to die. Number 2, the village was a leper colony, with society no longer wishing to engage with them due to their status. Number 3, the isolationist views of the villagers eventually led to a drop in intelligence and a rise in inbreeding and degenerate behavior, with simple human norms and morality being long forgotten. 4, one resident of the small village, possibly that man with the sickle, killed everyone around him one night, leaving nobody but himself standing. Or we have number 5. A cult took over the village, leading to cannibalistic rituals that doomed anyone from outside the village who managed to wander in.
I feel like it's a combination of a couple of those. I feel like it's a combination of a couple of those. It really could be a little bit of everything if you really think about it, because they said that they do mass rituals, you know what I mean, where they sacrifice people. You said they're cannibals, you know what I mean. You said they kill people. They could be fighting amongst themselves and kill each other, you know what I mean. Plus they're cut off from society, right? So you don't know how they react. You know what I mean? They're cut off from society. They get no food from society. They have to hunt for their food. That's what they do. They hunt for their food. They probably don't even cook it properly. They don't give a fuck. And last but not least, Japaners want nothing to do with them. Then they have bare diseases. That's literally what they said. They have bare diseases. So it could be really all 5. It could be a little bit of all 5. I ain't gonna lie to you. It really could be. It really could be. You said, hell no, I'm not going there even if Mr. Beast offered me it. Let me say something. Mr. Beast wouldn't put someone in this situation. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
Some of the stories circulate around the building of the Inunaki Dam, which flooded the historical location of the village. It's said that, when agents from the energy companies weren't able to convince the residents to leave, they simply barricaded them into their homes, flooded the area, and erased them from existence.
So the dam, the original city is under that right there?
They simply barricaded them into their...
So the original city is under that water right there. That's what they say. That's type crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
Homes, flooded the area, and erased them from existence. The old Inunaki tunnel has since been sealed off from the public, with huge concrete blocks blocking the entrance.
Damn! They sealed off the main entrance? Bro, they really said no one's going in there. Like, if you want to get in there, you're gonna have to do some, like, you're gonna have to literally blow that up. You're gonna have to blow that up, and if it doesn't collapse on itself, you can go into the village. That's too scary, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would never do nothing like that. I'm good.
On the road, there's now a large gate that prevents cars from coming in, with cliffs on either side. Although difficult, some people have been able to climb around the mountains and squeeze in through the top of the tunnel to get inside. Speaking of all of this, people living in the village have said that, ever since the release of the Howling Village movie, this place has gotten even more popular to the public. Before the movie, there were already quite a few people coming along, but in 2020, despite lockdowns, the place was booming in popularity.
What?
The whole area, inside and outside the tunnel, is now full of garbage, graffiti, and all manner of possessions left behind by drunken partiers. People living nearby won't go anywhere near the tunnel, not because of the hauntings, but because of the gangs of unruly people coming and going around the area. One man living nearby told a local paper, "Every day young people hang out in the woods close to the tunnel. They are throwing away their trash where they stand, drinking and making a nuisance.
You guys don't know what you're doing.
We are scared to even go up there as it stands." Since the movie premiered, the police have had to come out to the tunnel over 182 times, up from 0 in the several months leading up to it. The locals would prefer the area to be left alone, wishing that the area would lose its appeal as soon as possible.
But
in
that
February
was
of 2020, the Fukuoka Broadcasting
ago.
Corporation actually did send a group of journalists out to scout the area, working alongside the Miyakawa City Council.
Okay.
They claimed to have heard strange noises coming from the inside of the tunnel, noticing a drop in temperature from 12 degrees Celsius down to 9 while nearing the tunnel opening. However, cool air coming from the inside of a tunnel isn't very surprising. In the end, they had to
Exactly.
conclude that they didn't really find
Cool air doesn't really, like, obviously there's an ending to the tunnel. You know what I mean? If you want to go to the end of the tunnel, that's up to you. But there's an ending to this tunnel. And you know they sneak in because people are thrill seekers and things of that
find
nature. Come on
anything.
now.
With the area now being gated off, the tunnel being barricaded, the frequent police patrolling, all sorts of security cameras, fences, and gates closing off the area, it's getting harder and harder to see the site. Maybe that's for the best, both for the locals and possibly even for your own safety.
Facts. Facts.
Once again, thank you for watching my video. This is the first time I've actually gone out to a location and filmed footage for the purpose of a video.
Oh,
I
that
actually
was live footage. Oh, you did that. Gang, you're better than me. I don't know. Oh, so you flew to Japan to do this. If I'm flying to Japan, I'm not going nowhere near this place. And you guys cannot make me go nowhere near this place. I don't care how much money you try to give me. I don't care how much you try. I'm not going nowhere near this place. Just remember that. Just keep that in your mind. Okay, I'm saying that from now. Keep that in your mind. Okay then. But yeah, that was live footage. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. You're brave. You're brave.
first heard about this location from Wendigoon's Conspiracy Theory Iceberg video, thinking, I'm near that area, how have I never heard about this before? So I decided to go give it a look. So if you found this interesting...
Oh, bro lives in Japan. Bro lives in Japan. No, he's brave. Because no, me could have never. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not doing that, crew. You guys would not get me to do that for none. I refuse. But listen. I'm not gonna lie. See, and this is what I'm talking about. I love true crime, bro. Listen, oh my gosh, how could I forget? I forget every single time. Every single time.